You need the flamboyance of youth, and you need the mindset and the calmness of an experienced person. And I think I was fortunate enough to have a team which had both the blend of rich experience and young talent. I believe in certain things when I do a job. I believe in talent, as Mr. Ghosh said, that it's the team, it's the people who drive the organization. And if you read the successes of great business people, they say the best investment and the most important investment is the investment in talent, because that actually takes your organization ahead. Its infrastructure is there, machinery is there, raw materials are there, but it's the talent which actually drives the business or drives the team. I led a team where everyone could have been captain of India before me, and I considered myself fortunate to captain them. Sachin was good enough to captain, Rahul was good enough to captain, Anil was good enough to captain, VVS was good enough to captain, and among all of them, I became captain. So for me, I had to strike a balance with those experienced players. And the best thing which I did during my 6 years of tenure as captain is made them leaders as well. It was not just my team. It was Sachin's team, Rahul's team, Anil's team, Sehwag's team, Harbhajan's team, Zahir's team, Lakshman's team. And I got them responsible. When I would sit and pick a team, I would sit with all 6 of them. What is your opinion about X? What is your opinion about Y? And I would listen to them. If Sachin would come and say that pick Sehwag, I'll go and pick him. I will not, even if I didn't believe it, I will go and tell him that okay, I'll pick it because you believe in it. In that way, I made him an important part of that squad. Same with Rahul, when he was my vice captain. There was a time when he was almost dropped from the side, from the one-day side. But I stood up for him, and ultimately he finished as vice captain of the one-day side. So these things don't go unnoticed in a team environment. So it was not just Sourav Ganguly leading, but it was 6 of them leading Indian cricket. And so when they went out to bat, when they went out to bowl, they felt that this is my team. I am responsible for it winning, I am responsible for it losing. And created a fantastic atmosphere within it. And I think that was the reason we changed. We played as one. We identified small performances. Say a KF and a Yuvraj. One batted at 6, one batted at 7. They never got an opportunity to get hundreds, but they would get a 40, a 30, which would win matches for you. You identify those contributions. You highlight those contributions, because a Ganguly or a Tendulkar or a Dravid at the top got an opportunity to get 100 because they batted more number of overs. But when a Yuvraj came in at number 6, 20 balls left. KF came in at number 7, 30 balls left. And they contributed to your win. So as a leadership group, as a team, you identified their contributions in the same manner as the ones at the top who got hundreds. In his organization, it's not just about him. It's that small, down the level individual who goes to customers and says, do a Bandhan Bank account, put in a deposit, try us out, we'll give you more interest, your money is safe with me. Those are as important in the organization as he is. And I think that's how you build organizations and make it into a successful year. We had got off to a great start. As you saw, 78 for no loss, and I think this was about 8 or 9 overs. We were chasing 325, and in those days 325 used to be a lot of runs in one-day cricket. So I went up to him at the start of the over and said that, Viru, we've got a good start. I think we can win this game. So let's not miss this at this stage. We have a long batting, it's a good wicket, it's a fast outfield. We'll get to 325. So he was on strike to Ronnie Irani, and he hit the first ball as you saw over mid-on for a 4. I went up to him, tapped the wicket and said that we've got 4 runs at the start of the over. Let's look at taking singles. We'll finish with 8 and 9 runs and over, and we'll be in course for the chase. He said, yeah, Dada, chinta mat karna. Next ball you saw, it was pitched in the middle stump and he played it past point for 4. So I went up to him again and said, 2 ball mein 8 run aa gaye. अब आराम से खेलना, क्योंकि हम नहीं चाहते कि विकेट चला जाए. कहते हाँ आप चिंता मत करना. The third ball he hit over mid-off. He hit over mid-off for 4. I again went up to him and just looked at him and smiled. And I was angry from inside, or rather worried from inside कि यार ये कर क्या रहा है, because The match is in our grip. Let's not lose this. The next ball, again he swept. He swept from the middle stump, and if it would have missed, he would have been plumb out. So I went up to the end of the over and said, "Tere ko jo karna hai kar, main kuch bolunga hi nahi tere ko." But then I realized when I finished, when we won that game, and when I went back to the room, and I actually recollected that incident. So I said to myself that, why did you have to do this? You know, by going and telling him every ball, I'm trying to restrict his thought process. Because at the end of the day, cricket may be a team sport, but it's individual as well. Because when the bowler is at the top of his mark and you're on strike as a batsman, it's just you, your mindset, and the bowler. The captain does not matter, the non-striker does not matter, nobody matters. So at the end of the day, what is going to make me win that game is what is going on in the head of that person on strike. And I realized that, and ever since after that, I did not interfere with the batsman when he was batting. You know, my suggestion would be or my discussion with him would be that we have to get 300 in 50 overs. You know how to do it. Play your game. But once you get in and once you get set, don't throw it away. Win the game for us. Because I realized that if I would have gone to Sehwag and said, you keep defending and not hitting, he'll get out. Because that's not the way he plays. So I think it's very important when you're a leader and when you're a captain of a side, it's about understanding that it's not my way or highway. You know, it's about understanding the person who you're playing with. How does he become successful? How does Sehwag get to a test match 100? Now you go to Dravid, you don't expect him to hit 4 boundaries in an over. You know he's going to defend, he's going to lead, he's going to bat 6 hours and get 100. So you go to Dravid and tell him, okay, if that's the way for your success, you do that. And I think many a number of times when we become bosses, when we become leaders, when we become captains, we go to you and say, this is the way I think, you think the same way. And I think that's wrong. It's about understanding what you are thinking, and it's about finding out over a period of time whether your thinking brings success to me, and then adjusting and doing it accordingly. I think that is very important. And I think that over, amidst Virendra Sehwag's madness, it made me, it was the early days of my captaincy, it made me understand that let players be, make them work hard, make them train, make them secure, give them a plan, give them a goal. Say, my motto is to win matches, not just draw cricket matches. I either win or I lose. There's nothing in between. And then let them play their game. I went in 2011 and it was a cold day in England, and I had a cap and a jacket on and a glass, and I'm wearing my specs, and I took a couple of my friends to see Lords. Invariably, we went up to the dressing room and there was a steward, and steward standing. So he's telling my friend, this is where Sourav Ganguly took his shirt off. And I look at him and he's smiling at me. He does not know me, he hasn't recognized me, because he must have come new to the job, and his job was to show around visitors, because Lords is a place which is a tourist spot. You know, people go buy tickets, go to the museum, go to the ground, they take you to the long room, they take you inside the ground, they take you to the practice facilities, they take you to the wonderful museum inside which you've been before. So I remember that steward looking at me and saying, you know that Indian captain Sourav Ganguly, he took his shirt off in this match. I said, yeah, okay, I'll look at the video and find out. So that's what it is. So, you know, for me, that win was more important than taking that shirt off. And I think we went back again there. We won many a number of matches, went back to England, won a series in 2007. So that country had great memories for me. My first test at Lords, as you saw, in 1996, where I went on to get 100. So that ground has always given me good memories in my playing career.